Yo, Eager Dre, but you can call me Dre, and today I'm going to show you how to combo with B.A.S.E.D. That's right, you read that thumbnail correctly. I'm going to show you how to combo with B.A.S.E.D. 60 card pile. This past weekend I ended up going undefeated in a win-a-mat tournament over at Top Choice Gaming. This was the mat that I had ended up winning. It's going to be that sexy little Shenron, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went undefeated. It was such a fun day. And B.A.S.E.D. itself, like, this is probably like my second tournament playing with it. Oh, it was so fun. It's so fun to play, honestly. Like, really rewarding to be able to get in there and be able to learn how to play the deck and be able to, you know, just go off and combo on people. Oh, it's so good being able to scythe DPE. I sound like the devil right now. Basically, I'm gonna go ahead and show you combo tutorials. If you guys didn't already see the deck profile, it's over on Slim YGO's channel. That is Slim YGO. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the description below. Stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning at twitch.tv/ego_Dre. Usually I'm playing Master Duel or something like that, just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh in general. Go ahead and check me out over there on the weekday mornings. And yeah, let's go ahead and go into the combos, guys. First things first, the way I'm going to lay this out is basically I'm gonna show 3 different combos that you can go into with 2-card combos. So 3 different 2-card combos, and then I might do like a test hand or 2 at the end. So it's gonna be right plus red rose, and then souls plus red rose, and then souls plus right. And then I'm basically gonna describe the way that the deck works, right? So that way you guys can kind of understand the general concept of how you want to be thinking while you're playing the deck. It took me a while to figure it out, and it took me a lot of test hands, but this is one big thing that I highly encourage you guys do. When you're learning a new deck and when you're learning how to play a new deck, do test hands. Grab your deck, seriously, play with it, shuffle it, imagine what could happen, but don't just do, you know, winning test hands and stuff like that, opening full test hands. Imagine if you're getting ashed, imagine if you're getting impermed, do the full 9 yards, you know what I mean? And obviously play versus other people, get a friend to play with. If you want to learn how to play a deck, you have to put in the work, right? It's not just, I don't want you guys spending your money for no reason, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just going to buy this full deck, especially at least with a deck like this. Like, maybe you can do it with Flunder, but like, you can't just buy a deck like full price and then expect to win with a tournament with it the next day without practicing it first. You have to learn how to practice it first. So I highly suggest practicing it and getting into it. But yeah, so first things first, yeah, let's get into the combos. First things first, let's get into the right and red rose combo. So the right and red rose combo, very simple. These are like some of the 2 best cards that you could draw together in the deck. And red rose obviously being its broken self, like, you don't have to be able to use its effect on normal summon. It's when it's synchro summoned and sent to the grave, you can add the special summon the Rocks Rose straight from the deck, and Rocks Rose adds Basil Rose Shoot, which is the one that extends and special summons out one of the roses back from the grave. And right obviously gets you the entire engine for the Brave engine. Now, suggesting this, like learning this combo, it can be very beneficial for you. The biggest thing about that you want to learn about this deck and the way that you want to think about this deck is this deck has 3 main pivots, at least the way that I have mine built, and this is like similar to the way that the remote dual YCS guy had it built as well too. Basically it has 3 main pivots, those main pivots being full scythe DPE. I call it full scythe DPE because it has Baron and Herald, and then it has the DPE and then the scythe set, right? So you'll have a DPE, Baron, Arclight, and then scythe set. The importance of Arclight obviously is because you want the Arclight to be on the board so that way your board cannot be dropleted, right? So the only reason why you make that board is because of that exact reason, and that's with the full combo, and you can do that with these 2 cards. Now the next combo would be the Scythe DPE, just Scythe and DPE. That just means 4 bodies. It would be like enough bodies for like Dagda and Predaplant. So like if you're able to go into Dagda Predaplant and make DPE and Scythe, obviously you won't have the Arclight protection, but hopefully you'll have a negate up as well too, or you'll have multiple hand traps in your hand, right? So granted, take these combos with a grain of salt because these combos can be way bigger, trust me. Like, there can be way more onto it as well too, or added onto it, or somehow, like, you know, you can get hand traps somewhere. But these are just going to be the combos with the 2 cards that are given, except for Magician Souls draws. With the 2 cards that are given, these are going to be the main combos, right? And it's going to be like the way that you can play it out, whether or not you get hand trapped, or if you don't get hand trapped. So just like fully being able to play out, like, this is how this is going to be, right? But like I said, take it with a grain of salt. You have a full hand with this as well too. This is just like the basic thing, so that way I can kind of show you guys how the basic combo works. Okay, cool. And then the next main pivot that you wanted to go into is the Deskbot Auroradon combo. That combo obviously is not going to be as strong as like DPE Scythe, right? Because you're not extra deck locking your opponent out, but you're able to put up multiple negates, including a hand trap as well too with that combo. It usually ends on Borload with Hop Your Squadron in hand, and then hopefully a hand trap or 2, right? So that way you can have 2 negates and a hand trap, and so that way you have multiple interactions. Cool. So now that we talked about the pivots, let's go into the actual combo. So first thing you're going to want to obviously do is you're going to want to activate the Red of Aramasir. Let's go ahead and get our cards out. Obviously summon out your token. Oops. summon out your token, enter right, have Fateful set onto the back row, and put that in the grave, and then you're going to go Fateful Effect. So this is actually an option that you can choose here too, actually, before I do this. You want to, because I don't have any cards in hand, I'm going to go for the red rose to be able to search out the Dracoback, and then the Dracoback's going to add me the equip spell, so that way I can dump it for free. Normally you want to be able to use this to chain block as well too, if you can possibly, but like this is the weakest point of the combo, because Fateful Adventure obviously can be hand trapped by Ghost Ogre. So this is the weakest part of the combo. This is where I don't have a negate up. I can just activate Red Seer. They ogre this, I just lose, and that's why I don't lose obviously, but I mean if these are the only cards in my hand, I just lose. But I don't lose obviously, but Fateful Adventure is just this is why Ogre itself is, because Fateful Adventure is so strong. This is why Ogre itself became such a popular card, because if you Ogre the Fateful Adventure, like they can't do much, right? Their combo at least doesn't get nearly as strong. I can at least Needle Fiber like these two after this, but even then, like it doesn't give you full board, and like you're susceptible still to another hand trap. So it just makes it so you're still playable through a hand trap, but Ogre is really good on Fateful. So you want to go ahead and normal summon the red rose here, just for combo purposes. We're just going to go ahead and search out the Dracoback instantly. That's the second effect of Fateful Adventure, by the way, for those who don't know. We're going to add the Dracoback to hand, and then we're going to activate the Fateful Adventure effect to be able to search out an actual card. We're going to search out the Wandering Griffin Rider. This card's good. It puts up a negate. So on resolution, because of the first effect, when you search out the card, you have to discard a card. So we're going to go ahead and discard the Dracoback the Readable Dragon. Dracoback the Readable Dragon effect will activate in the grave, and then it will re-equip to the token. So that way now you have two cards you never really minused, right? So the Fateful Adventure, now that we've used the full Fateful Adventure, it's not exactly useful to me anymore, but now we have the Griffin Rider. So we activate Griffin Rider's effect in hand, reveal to be able to special summon itself. I'm going to go ahead and special summon out the Griffin Rider. Now here is where they can also do stuff, but remember that this is only 3 summons, right? So you're not going to get into B.A.S.E.D, and like they can Veiler or whatever, and it's not going to do anything because Griffin Rider is here. This is still a negate. The second the Griffin Rider hits the board, you have a negate. And now for the rest of the combo, you will have a negate, because I'm going to synchro these two off and make my Baron. My Baron. Baron's insane. So now I have a negate here. Red Rose effect activates in the grave to be able to special summon out a Rox Rose from the deck. So let's go ahead and get that. Boom. Rox Rose go ahead and get summoned. Rox Rose effect activates. I can add my Basil Rose Shoot. Add Basil Rose Shoot. Cool. Now, I have Basil, I have Rox Rose, I have my token. So this token's a level 4, remember that, that's really important. And Rox Rose is level 3. I'm going to save this extender for later on. We're going to go ahead and synchro these two away. And we're going to go ahead and make Yazi effect. So notice how I didn't go into Needle Fiber instantly. This will create a Needle Fiber for me later. So we're going to Baron effect, his effect, pop the Yazi. Yazi effect activates in the grave. I'm able to special summon a worm monster from my deck. So right, directly from my deck. That gets me Mare. I'm going to go straight into this Mare so that way I can use it to produce as many tokens as possible. So that way I can just keep summoning and comboing with those instead of having to Needle Fiber earlier in the combo. Boom. So we're going to go ahead and use Mare's effect to produce a token. Make our token, and then we're going to turn that token into Link Spider. Obviously, we make Link Spider because we want to be able to link this away to be able to make Dagda, so we're going to go ahead and produce another token. Link these two away. Make Dagda. And then we're going to produce our third token, Chain Dagda, to the activation of an effect on our side of the field. Be able to set our Scythe directly from the deck. Set the Scythe. Now we have the Scythe here. We have the Basil Rose Shoot still in hand. Remember that. Our third token is coming out, so we're going to go ahead and make that token. Boom. Then we're going to activate the Basil Rose Shoot. Special summon back our Rox Rose Dragon, or I guess the Black Rose, it doesn't really matter that much. And then we're going to synchro these two away for the Arclight. So we still end on Arclight somehow, right? Crazy how that works. Cool. Now, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and make our Needle Fiber later on in the combo. So remember, like I said, with a grain of salt. Take these combos with a grain of salt. A lot of the times I'm able to end on and keep the Dagda, the Needle Fiber, the like maybe even a Mare token. Like I'm able to keep up the Verte. Like a lot of the times, this is just the base combo with 2 cards, right? But a lot of the times you can convolute this combo completely and make it way bigger if you have multiple different options in your hand. So we're gonna go ahead and link these two off. Make Needle, doesn't really matter what I get. Let's just get any tuner, and then we'll just turn those two. Boom, boom. Into Verte. And then obviously, Verte effect, pay 2,000. Let's go ahead and send our cards. Remember, because Arclight's up, you have to banish Dasher Celestial here. But this is fine because 90% of the time, they're not getting over this board, right? If they do, though, it's kind of, you know, it kind of sucks because you have to remember that your Dasher Celestial got banished. And so you don't have that gas follow-up. But that's not the entire point of the deck, right? Like, you're just trying to stop your opponent from being able to play the game with the Scythe. Boom. And that's the full board. That's a full DBE Scythe board with only 2 cards. This was gone like a while ago, my bad. The only 2 cards, the full DBE Scythe board. Broken, right? Pretty good. This is always possible if you have Red Rose. Right. Remember, like I said, grain of salt. There's a lot of cards that you could draw while you're doing this combo. There's a lot of cards you could have in your hand while you're doing this combo. There's also always the hand trap that your opponent might have that'll stop this combo, and then you'll be able to have to go and pivot into something else. But that's what makes this deck so good, right? It does what it does as full board with these 2 cards, or it just gets stopped, or it just gets like hand trapped once, and then you keep going and you make something else instead. Just being able to pivot into other things makes this really strong. On to the next combo tutorial. We're gonna go into Souls plus Red Rose. Now, remember, you don't always draw broken. You don't always draw right Red Rose. You cannot always draw right Red Rose. So what are we gonna do if we don't draw into right Red Rose? Let's see what we can do. I have the Magician Souls, I have the Red Rose, then we're gonna see what we can combo into. This is gonna pivot into the Deskbot Auroradon combo, but you'll at least have a negate up while you do it, right? So this one's pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanna be able to explain the Deskbot Auroradon combo so that way you guys kind of understand. I'm gonna special summon out Magician Souls. Magician Souls effect is gonna activate. I'm gonna send the Illusion of Chaos from my deck to the grave. Send that. Remember, if you have Right or if Aramis Seer, if you have other things, and we'll go into that combo a little bit later. If you have other cards, you can always use those to be able to combo off and do what you need to with those cards. But for now, for combo's sake, because I only have 2 cards in my hand, I'm just going to play with Magician Souls and Red Rose. So Souls is going to get special summoned out. I'm going to normal summon the Red Rose Dragon. I'm going to synchro these 2. Now, notice how now that the Red Rose Dragon came out, I already have a negate up. Crazy, huh? I can just combo with a negate up every single time. I'm protected. That's what makes the deck so good. Red Rose Dragon effect is going to activate in the grave. Again, like you saw earlier, we've already seen this Song and Dance. Special summoning out the Rocks Rose. Special summoning out the Rocks Rose. Bringing out the Basil. Rocks Rose effect is going to activate to be able to add the Basil. And then you're going to go ahead and activate the Basil. Special summon out Red Rose Dragon. Link these 2 off for the Needle Fiber. Halqifibrax. Let's go ahead and bring these down a little bit. Halqifibrax effect is going to activate. You're going to be able to special summon a tuner out of your domain. And here we're going to bring out the 001. Where is he at? Boom. 001. So, remember, this is a machine. This is a machine. We're going to go ahead and link these off. Remember, when you commit to this combo for the Auroradon combo, you are losing your ability to link summon. So, be ready and prepared to be able to do that so that way you can full combo. I still have a negate up here, so it's fine. Auroradon effect activates, is summoning out 3 tokens. So let's go ahead and get those. 1, 2, and 3. And then Deskbot 001 activates in the grave, special summoning itself back out. So bring out back Deskbot 001. And now we can synchro summon. So we're going to go ahead and use Deskbot 001 to synchro summon this and a token. The tokens are level 3, so I'm making a level 4. In Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch effect activates. Remember this effect because I always forget it, but Cupid Pitch effect activates. It increases its level by the tuner that was sent to the graveyard. So Deskbot 001 is a level 1, so I'm going to go ahead and increase this level by 1. It becomes a level 5. This is a level 3, so we're going to go ahead and synchro these 2 away. To make Borreload Savage Dragon, I'm going to do Chainlink 1 Cupid Pitch, Chainlink 2 Borreload Savage Dragon. This is the effect I always forget. Cupid Pitch basically activates to burn your opponent for the same level of the synchro monster that was summoned. So for 800, times 100 I should say. So it's going to be 800 to my opponent's life, and then it searches out a monster from your deck with 600 defense. Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and search out the monster from my deck, and that is going to be the Hop Ear Squadron. I really should have my cards already set up when I'm doing these combos because I'm just searching through a 60 card deck and making people wait. But yeah, Hop Ear Squadron goes to my hand, and then I get to equip the Needle Fiber or the Halq from the graveyard to the Borreload Savage Dragon. Now this right here is full full 3 negates because of Hop Your Squadron's effect. During my opponent's turn, I can activate this card to target a monster on the field and synchro summon with exactly just that monster. So during my opponent's turn, say I have 1, 2, 3 negates, right? Or 1, 2 negates. And this as well too. This is technically a 3rd negate. Not including what hand traps I might have as well too, since I play like 17 million hand traps. I'm going to go ahead and activate Hop Your Squadron effect after I've already negated something. Synchro these 2 away. Make Baron on their turn. So it's basically 3 negates. It's pretty good. This is what you can get out of just Red Rose and Magician Souls. It's pretty good mostly because it only requires a Needle Fiber as the combo itself, and it makes it so that you have 2 negates just from 1 Needle Fiber. So it gets pretty strong for that exact reason. Other than that though, it's not DPE Scythe. Like obviously you don't Scythe out your opponent's combo, but like not many decks, even like B.A.S.E.D itself, is playing through 3 negates if they don't have a way to stop those negates from happening. You know what I'm saying? So cool. On to the next combo. So this last combo is going to be showcasing you when you don't draw a tuner. It's going to be a little bit more simple. It's going to be a 2-card combo with Right and Magician Souls and show you what you could possibly do with Right and Magician Souls and like how we can get there. I'm actually going to be able to draw here. Or I'm going to use my draws as a way to go into my combo, so that way you can kind of understand the different kind of randomization that there is, or the different kind of paths you can take depending on what you draw. So we're going to do Right of Aramesir and Magician Soul. So let's go ahead and activate our Right of Aramesir real quick. Let's get our Fateful Adventure and obviously our token. Summon out the token, Glory of the King's Hand. Send the Right to the grave. And then we're going to go ahead and special here. I'm going to insta-special my Magician Soul, so that way I can grab my Dracoback the Rideable Dragon and just add it to my hand off of the Fateful Adventure. Trigger this, add this, and now we're going to activate its actual effect to be able to add Dracoback or Griffin Ride into my hand. And then I'm going to activate Dracoback, activate or resolve Fateful. Sorry, what am I saying? Resolve Fateful, send Dracoback. Dracoback effect will activate in the grave. It'll equip to the token. And now we have 2 spells here that we can use to draw off Magician Souls. As you can tell here, I'm shuffling my deck, so that way it's completely randomized. And we know exactly what, we don't know exactly what we're going to get, but we're going to combo with it no matter what it is. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Magician Souls effect. And we're going to go ahead and send these 2, get our 2 draws. Ooh, Xiamin and Red Rose. You know, this hand got really good out of nowhere. This hand got really good. So what we're basically going to do is we're going to go ahead and special summon out the Griffin Rider. Normal summon the Red Rose. I'm about to go in. I'm eating. And we're going to special summon the we're going to go ahead and special summon the Baron effect. We're going to go ahead and special summon out, or sorry, not Baron effect. Red Rose effect. We're going to special summon out the Rocks Rose effect. We're going to add the Basil Rose shoot. And I haven't even normal summoned yet, right? Oh, no, I normal summoned Red Rose. I'm tripping. But I have Xiamin as well, too, so I could have also normal summoned that. Oh, no, you're under right, so you can't even normal summon that. So this is still the full combo right here. And then we're going to go ahead and use these 2. Boom. Boom. We're going to make Yazi. So notice how I'm pivoting into a different, into one of the first 2 combos, right? I'm pivoting into the first one. Like if it were anything else, like just make the Needle Fiber, you can just pivot into the Deskbot Auroradon. But now I'm pivoting into this, but I have a Magician Souls on the board, and I still have Basil Rose shoot in my hand. So we're just going to go ahead, Baron, pop the Yazi effect. We're going to special summon out the Murmur. That young Murmur. Boom, Mare effect. We're going to go ahead and activate the Mare. Summon out a token. Boom. Link those 2 away. We're just going to insta-make the Dagda. So that way I have a little bit more space on my board. And then we're going to make another token. So one of these. Make another token. Or actually, I should trigger the Dagda first. Let's trigger the Dagda. So activate this, summon this token, and then trigger the Dagda. Sorry, I'm freestyling now. So we're going to go ahead and set the Scythe. You guys can't even see the Dagda right now. Boom. Set the Scythe, and then we're going to go ahead and make another token. Or actually, I can just Basil here and make Arclight. Yeah, let's just Basil here. Special summon out Rocks Rose. Make the Arclight. So now we got 2 negates, 2 phones, and then we're going to go ahead and make another token. Boom. And see, this is broken here because now I don't have to use, like I did have to in the first combo, I don't have to use the Mare and the Dagda to be able to make Needle. I can just use these 2 to make Needle. So we'll go ahead and make Needle. Needle effect can summon out literally anything here because it doesn't really matter what it is. Like I can honestly just summon out, Hopier. Like I could even leave the Mare up at that point, but like having the Needle Fiber is pretty nice, right? Or actually, no, I'm capping. I'm capping because I got to use Verte. What am I talking about? Have a normal summon? Yeah, I did normal summon. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and special summon out any tuner. And either we can use Hulk or we can use Dagda. So it just depends on what you value more, right? Whichever one you value more to be able to use to be able to make the Verte. So I'm gonna use the Dagda because I kind of value the needle fiber a little bit more. Or you know what? You could also leave the needle fiber up, or you could leave the Dagda up because having Arclight up makes it so like the Hulk will banish something or won't be able to use its effect because, or sorry, the Riser won't be able to use its effect when it's summoned off because it'll have to send it to the grave. It'll send a monster to the grave, so I can't send Snow and I can't send Enchantress. So maybe you leave Dagda up, or you could just like try to make sure that you use Arclight early, right? It's not that serious. It doesn't really matter. We're just gonna go ahead and make this. I have Scythe DPE. What are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna go ahead and send this guy. And why is my evenly matched? I have an evenly matched here. This guy and send a Celestial. And where's my Fugo Destiny? There goes Fugo Destiny. Send that young Fugo Destiny. Put that in the grave as well too. Summon out with that young DPE. Boom. And now we just got full board, bro. We have a negate, we have a pop, and we have the scythe. So that way it's gonna go off, and then we have the Hulk Fibrax to be able to dump something later on, as long as you're ready to use my Arclight effect. Boom, chain link 1, chain link 2. Make sure you chain block your guys, and then we'll go ahead and special summon out the scythe during their turn, and they just lose, man. They just lose. Hey, I want to go over test hands, but I think you guys kind of understand the gist of it, and this video is getting really long. So, yeah, that's basically the full combos, the way that the combos work. I hope this video was really helpful for you guys. I hope you guys can kind of understand a little bit more the way that B.A.S.E.D works and why it's so good and why, like, it ended up becoming so top tier for just, like, no reason out of nowhere, like, because of the Brave Adventure token. There's just, it requires a lot. It's a lot of comboing, a lot of testing, and a lot of, you know, BS to be able to put on the board, a lot of pile to be able to put on the board. But yeah, I hope that you guys like the video. If you guys like it, like the video. If you guys like my channel, subscribe to it and comment below so that way we can talk a little bit more about the stuff. Like I said, I stream, so I'll be streaming tomorrow morning or whenever this video comes out. I don't know. And yeah, alrighty guys, see you later.